Here we go, fellas. That looks alright. That's just cooking up a treat. So what we're doing here is going to whip up a stir fry to go with that. We've got some rice. So I've got the pan really hot, which is pretty important before you add the oil, and then you're going to make the oil really hot so that the food doesn't stick to the pan. That's really important. There's the rice. We've got the rice. It's a Tiger rice cooker. They're probably the best around. So if you're going to buy a rice cooker, buy a Tiger, made in Japan. Alright, so we're going for the stir fry here. Nice and hot oil. And we've got to get this, not yet, shooting oil here. Just put it on low. So just got to get that happening a little bit so it's fried off. No pink bits before I add the veggies, which is pretty important, I reckon. People do things differently, but this is the way I like to do it. Just like to get that outside of the pork cooked. Couple of stray bits don't want to flip over, that's alright. As long as it's pretty much all of it's just got the outside singed with really hot oil. And then you can add your veggies. Smells like a souvlaki. Weird, isn't it? Pork. Oh well. Gonna make the Jews and the Muslims happy with this dish. I can't make everyone happy. I don't make vegetarians happy too often. Alright, we can see that sticking a bit there. Probably turn it down just a tiny bit. That's all the flavour bits, so you don't want them to stick and burn, but you want them in the mix. Alright, that's going alright. Enough, a bit more. Then we can add the goodies. We've got mushrooms, we've got coriander, heaps of garlic, a little bit of chilli, 2 types of mushrooms. We'll just whip them in. Curry's looking alright. Probably the wrong dish to do a curry, but it's the man's curry. Alright. Oh, it's going to be served up in a sec. Now we don't want this to stick. We've got the garlic in there now, that'll start sticking. So we're going to start adding some things. I'm going to put a tiny bit more oil back in there. A bit cheeky. Thing with people sometimes, they don't want to have any water, they just want the oil and the sauces. So just give it a bit of a stir fry, a bit of oyster sauce, it's just too simple. Made my daughter a soybean and mushroom Penang curry as well, so she doesn't miss out. Alright, well that's looking pretty good. Add a bit of fish sauce if you want, gives that Thai flavour. And that's pretty much it. And there's not much else that's going to happen there now. It's just going to cook off nice. Because it's frying, keep it up pretty hot. As you can see, it's pretty hot. Pretty much right up there, and keep stirring it and get all those veggies cooking flat out. It's a big pan and there's a lot of food in there, so it's not hot, it's not going to do the job. And sometimes what I might do here is add a bit of sugar. I'm going to spoil it in a way. Some people won't like this, but I'm going to put a little bit of veggie stock in there because I like lots of sauce. That's cooled it down a bit. I'll just put a pinch of sugar in there, just for the sweet tooth. Alright, and that's looking pretty good. Alright, so we don't need to do much more with that. Just keep it on the heat. It's on the high heat. Keep stirring it. Curry's looking good. I'm going to serve it up, so I don't know why I turned it off. Just whack it back on. Silly. And go back to my beer. Alright, that's done. Nice Trevor stir fry. A bit of basil would have been nice in there. Put a lot of basil, a bit more chilli. You could all call it a pad kapow and then serve it with a nice fried egg on top with a runny yolk, which I might do that next. A couple of fried eggs just to finish the meal off. Alright fellas, that's it. Ladies, whoever's out there, whoever could be bothered listening, I'm going to go and eat my dinner. How's that looking? Pretty good. So yeah, just that little bit of stock, it all just went into it real quick. See, it disappears, so that's ready to serve. We're going to serve that now. Thank you. Cheers.